Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick video on kind of the do's and don'ts about Plexus, and not just Plexus in general, but reaching out to people and what to say, how to say it. I have been very guilty of not saying the right things, and not that you have to have a script, but I've been guilty of sending really long first messages to people, or just kind of puking Plexus on people, or not really being genuine by sending mass messages out, just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And you know when you get a message from someone who might be trying to sell you something, when it is genuine and when it's not. Especially somebody maybe that you went to high school with or college with, who they're just going through their Facebook friend list and sending out messages. And guys, I have done this, and this is something that I've really been trying to work on in the last couple of months, is rephrasing. And it doesn't take a lot, but just using certain words, deleting certain words from your vocabulary, and just how you approach people. So just an FYI, this is not my own material. Something I love about Plexus is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but not everyone has a lot of time to watch videos. So I just kind of wanted to summarize a video that I had watched by Carissa Casey on reaching out authentically. If you want to watch her whole video, it is amazing, and it's on YouTube, and it's called Reaching Out Authentically. But I'll just summarize a few of her points that she makes. And if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading my notes that I took. But she says some of the do's of Plexus are confidence. You don't want to come across as apologetic and sounding like you're really hesitant about sharing it, for that you're sharing it with someone because you feel bad that they might have to take a minute and read something, or that you're selling something to them. But she says to avoid phrases like, I just wondered if. The word just is instantly going to kill any credibility that you have. I use it a lot, and I'm trying to take it out of my vocabulary and out of my messages that I use with people. Like, I was just wondering if you could just switch it and say, I was wondering if I could share something with you, or share some things about Plexus with you. So it's just taking that little phrase, that little word out. Also, the other phrase, seriously, no pressure at all, but blah, blah, blah. You know, you don't need to say that. You don't need to use a phrase like that, and you don't need to apologize for it. So just take that phrase out. This is another one that I've used in the past, and I'm sure maybe you have too, but you're probably so sick of hearing about Plexus or seeing my Plexus posts. But, you know, that again, that doesn't need to be in a message, and just share from your heart. Share why you want to share it with them. Be proud of what you are offering. Guys, we have products and a business opportunity that is unlike any other. So when you're offering it to someone, you're basically offering the moon, something that could really bless them. So again, be confident. Don't be apologetic. Smile. That's another Plexus do. And a lot of our messages and our cold messages and our follow-ups are over Facebook or over Messenger or over email. But even if you do a voice message, you can tell when someone's excited, when someone has a smile on their voice. If you're talking to someone in person, be sure to smile. That makes a huge difference. Another Plexus do is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Say it out loud. Go over your why. Go over what is Plexus out loud. Say it to your spouse. Say it to your friends. Say it to your kids. tell it to your dog, tell it to the wall, do a video, record yourself on your computer, on your phone, and, listen to yourself. I remember we had to do this in one of our advanced public speaking classes in college, and I hated it because I hated hearing my voice. I hated seeing what I looked like when I talked, but it made me a better public speaker because I went from saying after every other word to being able to say a speech without using that word, or that's another bad one. So practice in front of a mirror, whatever it takes. The more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to get with talking about Plexus. Another Plexus do is be vulnerable without being apologetic. Again, we don't need to be sorry for sharing something that we love. You share about your kids, you share about a movie that you saw, you share about a cool restaurant that you went to, a vacation. Why be scared to share about Plexus? Why be scared to share about supplements that are really helping you, or a business that you're making money, that you're able to pay off bills or pay off debts or loans, whatever it might be? So she gives some examples of some phrases that you can use, and I'm just going to read them verbatim because they're so good that you might want to write these down and start using them with people. The first one is, I have to confess, I've been a little intimidated to talk to you about Plexus. Since I truly believe it could bless you, I've prayed for the courage. Have you given any thought to trying Plexus? That's very disarming. That's very low key. It's not in your face, like, here's Plexus, blah. So that's a great one. Another good phrase or a few sentences that she uses is, for some reason, I've been scared to death just to ask you about this. Can you believe how silly that is? Truth is, I see you as such an influential and inspirational person, and your opinion means a lot to me, and that's why I've been a little hesitant, I guess. But I just can't stop thinking about how amazing you would do with Plexus. Would you mind sharing with me if you've ever thought about it? Again, that's just a great way to not only encourage someone, you're giving them compliments, and you're giving them a reason why they should think about Plexus. She also says to lead with your belief, and meaning that you need to make your why more than your what. So talk about your why when you share with someone. Share why you love Plexus. Don't share what Plexus is right away. You don't need to, the first couple of times that you talk to someone, you don't need to tell them, well, we have 16 products. The first product is our flagship product, and that's Plexus Slim, and that's this and this and this. And then move on to the list, because that's when people are going to start tuning you out. They want to know why you love it. A lot of times people aren't going to buy from you because of the product. They're going to buy from you because you believe in the product. I just did that with a friend. She sold me on a couple of immune boosters that she uses with her kids, simply because she told me why she believes in it so much and why she loves it. I had no idea what the products were. I didn't do any research, but because she was so passionate and I trust her, I said, sure, where do I buy it? How should I take it? How should I give it to my kids? So again, make your why more important than the what of Plexus. Next, you want to be real. So when you're talking with someone, you want to be real with them and share from your heart. You could say something like, bring me all the questions and the skepticisms you have about Plexus. Or you could say, I'd love to hear your honest feedback. I promise I can handle it. And another one, have you been approached before? What have your first impressions been? Those are all very simple phrases, simple sentences that you can use with people. One other thing she says is to keep your responses short. You know, the worst thing that you can do is to send a message to someone on Messenger or an email and have it be 5 paragraphs and 5 attachments. And again, you know, I am completely guilty of doing this, especially when I first started, because you're excited, but you also want someone to understand exactly what Plexus is. And frankly, at first, people aren't going to really care, or they're not really going to want to know all of the information and all of the products that Plexus has to offer. So keep your responses short. Make sure to ask questions so you keep that tennis match going of a message and a conversation. The worst thing that you can do is just end a message with, let me know if you have questions. I still am guilty of doing this at times because it just seems so easy to end that message with. But you want to ask a question so they have something to answer with, so you keep that going back and forth. And when you ask a question, make sure that you're really listening. Listen to what they are saying. Don't just ask a question and be thinking in your mind like what the next question is that you're going to ask, because you're going to miss their answers. You're going to miss part of why maybe they're going to be interested in Plexus. You're going to miss their why. And then the last thing, only give answers they're asking for. And this might sound kind of weird, but again, we don't want to puke Plexus over people. You could just say something. If somebody asks you what's Plexus, you could say, well, what caught your eye? Or what health issues are you dealing or struggling with? And then it just gives them, you know, a baseline of where to go from there. So those are just some of her tips. Again, these are not mine. Giving full credit to Carissa, and I just thought they were so good that I wanted to share them with you in a quick video. So if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to message me. Again, I am no expert when it comes to reaching out and to messaging people. It has evolved over time. It has evolved with listening to videos and trainings like this, talking to my uplines, getting their feedback. I've done that with my direct upline. I've sent her some of my messages that I've sent out and just asked her to tweak them. You know, what should I take out? What should I add? What should I delete? And that's something that has been really beneficial for me. So if you ever want any or have any questions or want somebody to look over your messages, please feel free to send those our way. So I hope you're having a great day.